You probably think the first skyscraper was in New York, maybe the Empire State Building, right? Not even close. The real first skyscraper was shorter than most apartment blocks today, and it stood in Chicago. Here's the myth to bust. A skyscraper isn't defined by being the tallest. It's defined by how it stands. Before the 1880s, buildings relied on thick, load-bearing walls. The taller you went, the fatter the walls had to get, wasting floor space and hitting a hard limit. Enter 1885, Chicago. Architect William LeBaron Jenney builds the home insurance building. Just 10 stories at first, later 12, but revolutionary. Why? A skeletal frame of iron and steel carried the weight, not the walls. That meant thinner walls, more windows, lighter weight, and a path to go higher without turning the ground floor into a stone bunker. You might ask, what about New York's Equitable Life building from 1870? It had elevators. Thanks, Otis. But it still depended on heavy masonry walls. Or the Monadnock building in Chicago, tall for its time, but famously the last great load-bearing giant. Impressive? Yes. Skyscraper by modern definition? Not quite. Jenney's trick wasn't just clever engineering. It was a response to a city that burned down in 1871 and demanded safer, stronger, more flexible buildings. Metal framing, fireproofing, and the new elevator culture formed a perfect triangle. Suddenly, height was a design choice, not a structural battle. Was the home insurance building the tallest? No. Was it the most famous? Also, no. It was demolished in 1931. But it changed everything. It proved you could free the walls from the burden of holding up the building. That's the DNA of every skyline today. So the reveal is simple. The first skyscraper wasn't a New York celebrity scraping the heavens. It was a 10-story proof of concept in Chicago that rewrote the rules. Skyscrapers are defined not by height, but by a steel skeleton that lets cities grow upward like forests. Next time you look up at a glass tower, remember, its great-grandparent was modest, metal-boned, and very, very clever.